Today's video, we're going to talk about one of the 4-star monsters from the One Punch Man collab. Because the majority of people in this game aren't going to get 5-star units. But that's a different story. Today we're going to talk about King, how to build him, and where to use him. If you like all my videos, like content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell dingy dingy thing so you know when I post a video. Let's go, baby. Tip of the day. A lot of you may have forgotten about how hard it was to get certain runes of star level and quality in this game. And this is for mainly like quests or like collection challenge in the book. For example, in the collection challenge book, it's the rune challenge. In this challenge, you need specific runes to complete it. This used to be a pain. It's not anymore. Same goes with professions when you need 3-star energy runes. You couldn't get them anywhere. But today's tip is just a reminder that we now have rune crafting. In rune crafting, you can go down to the grade of 3-star and rarity green. You can also pick every rune you want, but for this instance, we need 3-star energy runes for crafting. You can then craft them to your delight. You can also craft those 5 rage hero runes that you need, so you don't have to go in the path of growth, along with the 5-star energy runes for the collection challenge. You can craft them here, level them up to +6, and don't go past +6. For some reason, you can't turn a +7 into a +6 for the collection challenge. And then you can turn them all in. Here we go. Collection challenge done. The more you know. Alright, Mr. Hands in his pockets. This is so against military regulations, it's ridiculous. This dude would get shredded for just having his hands in his pockets. Anyway, for King, this is okay. He doesn't need his hands. He does 0 damage. King is actually really good for PvE. He is not a PvP unit. Do not bring him into arena or brawl unless you're trolling. He will not do anything for you. I'm going to talk about his skills real quick and why he's good. And then I'll talk about runes and how to build them. Now let's talk about his first skill, which is technically a basic attack. He has a 15% rate to apply an AoE res down to all enemies near him. Now if the enemy is a creature, he will apply a crit damage taken up debuff on the enemies around him, which is why he is only a PvE unit. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. Now this skill, his basic attack, does 0 damage. However, I'm going to tell you why it's important that I talk about that it's a basic attack, but let me talk about his 2 skills first. His S1 does a AoE Oblivion if the enemy is a creature. Again, PvE, come on. If Oblivion is applied, it will apply a level 1 attack down on the enemy as well. His second skill is a skill that does 5 little pulses, and each pulse has a chance to apply res down. So with his basic attack and his skill, the enemy can really get a lot of stacks of res down. This is a 55% chance, but every time it does apply, it'll give your allies an accuracy up. Again, if the target is a creature, it will apply a level 1 crit damage taken up debuff again on this skill. So let's just say 55% rate, it hits 3 out of the 5 times. The enemy will have a level 3 res down, a level 3 crit damage taken up debuff, and your allies will have a level 3 accuracy up. You can stack a ton of res down and crit damage taken up on the enemy very quickly. Not only with his second skill, however, his basic attack. Now, as you see here, I'm just going to show you what King can do. I don't have any runes on King. I'm just going to let King do his thing. He obviously has no accuracy on him right now because he has no runes. However, you can still see debuffs going off. You can see the spell effect of his basic attack going off non-stop. I'm showing this because I'm about to tell you how to build him. The best way to build him, and really the only way to build him. You don't want him to die. You don't need attack on him. You just need HP and defense. You also need accuracy for his debuffs, but his main stat is attack speed. You build him swift focus, attack speed, and then HP defense, whatever. You just make him as tanky as possible. His main stat is attack speed. Look at the spell effect closely and see how often it goes off. Now, even though he does 0 damage on his basic attack, you still give him attack speed because as you see, he now has 226 attack speed, and you will notice that his pulse is going off a lot faster. Comparing this attack speed to the original with no runes, this will speed up the process of getting debuffs on the enemy. Now, once you throw in his second skill and get accuracy up buffs and do all that, he's going to get a ton of debuffs on him and pretty much stack 9 stacks of crit damage taken up and 10 stacks of res down. You can literally just do this and he's just standing there with his hands in his pockets. You can put him as Soul Link just using that second skill, or you can add in like a Helia for the defense break and the damage taken up, and you just go to town and you bring a DPS damage dealer and you have 8-9 debuffs on the enemy and it's just killing it. But King is the king of PvE for 4 stars in my opinion for debuffs. However, it really just depends on your team comp, right? You need to make him worth if you're just going into dungeons with him or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't say King is like super good for just like dungeon clears or quick clears or whatever. But for raids, guild raids, world boss, whatever, on a high attack speed build, it can really do some good things. And that's it for today's video. I just wanted to showcase how to build King if you want to use him. Swift focus or swift energy, swift guard, whatever. Attack speed and the rest just as tanky as you can get him. In my opinion, for free to play, he is a very valuable unit. Just depends on who you got with him. If you like this video and like my content, sub, like, ding ding bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.